The fuck is that?
Oh, man. This is not good at all.
It's Five Finger Death Punch.
A band that I have ranted about on this show
Yeah.
multiple times. Usually when I'm talking about shitty Lubbock shows, you're always going to get Five Finger Death Punch at least once a year.
Right.
You're also going to get apparently the same music. Well, I'll fucking talk more about it later. That's up.
I don't. It's you throw a goddamn fiddle in there. It's country music, dude. Maybe a steel guitar.
Oh,
It sounds sad. It sounds like just sad.
well, the majority of them are sober now.
Okay.
So there'll be certain lines that can be drawn between two albums, I think, in our metal aspect of this show. God, it's bad.
I'd address it immediately. This shit can't wait.
It's Five Finger Death Punch and Saint Anger. And I've heard two songs off of it. One is that Offspring cover, which I actually kind of dug. That was all right. But it's kind of hard to fuck up a cover.
You can't fuck up. Well, okay.
Yeah, and
it's harder to fuck up a cover.
They seem to have a cover on every album they put out. They covered Bad Company.
One every record. Yeah. They're kind of like those fucks that did all the shit. God, who was that back in the early 2000s? They were doing covers that were like shit was always getting played on all the Shrek movies.
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth. Yeah.
God, at least Smash Mouth is moderately enjoyable.
I don't know what they've done since, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not a whole lot. But yeah, I only heard maybe a minute of that song you just played.
Right.
So this is a review based off of 1 minute of a song I heard.
But
it just sounds like, well, I was all fucked up when we were going super hard and doing drugs and booze.
And life is better now.
Life is better now because I've conquered those demons, and now I'm going to put out a mediocre album filled with bad decisions.
Yeah. Rock and roll doesn't like clean living.
Fuck that. Better to burn out and fade away. Wise man once said that.
Indeed. It is Friday. Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. Thanks for making the effort, eh?
Beauty.
Hanging out with us on a Friday here as we close out yet another week. God dang, we're going to be, well, I don't know about you. I don't know what you're bringing to the table today, but I'm looking up and down a list of bullshit. That's what I've got.
You deal with all the rage shit, and I'll deal with everything else.
Well, which is not hard to do. The rage comes easy this week. Oh, my God. I need to get the fuck off of social media.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen someone angry looking for new music before.
Well, you've got it.
Oh, goddamn.
It's the old Kevinator for you right there.
Yeah, that's right.
God damn. It's no, rage across all spectrums.
Kevastation.
We had, that shooting down in Santa Fe, Texas today.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Another school shooting. So immediately, all your goddamn nut jobs from the NRA is like, bah, don't take my guns, bro. Like, is that the first place you go? Not the first place to go isn't, man, I hope everybody's all right. It's like, now the government's going to try to really take my guns.
And then we'll be defenseless.
Yeah, because that's what you need. You need your AR-15 to stand up to, I don't know, a goddamn drone coming through and wrecking your shit. Because that's what the guns are for.
Yeah.
You know.
It's bad.
Sons of bitches. And they've been, I don't personally care. I own 5 guns. So don't belong to the NRA because they're a bunch of mindless goddamn trolls, or that's what they want their followers to be.
Got fingers in the government, doing their thing.
Yeah, fucking hands in their pockets anyway.
Of course.
So Yeti, did I already go off on this shit a couple of weeks ago?
Did you do it on your Rage cast?
I might have, but it's still valid. They put out a thing saying, hey, we're getting rid of all our discount programs with different groups because they're all outdated and we need to go do a new plan. The NRA tells all their members they don't want you to have guns.
Or cold beverages.
Immediately, yeah. So now everybody, you get all these whack jobs that believe in the Second Amendment, but not the First. Ironically,
weird.
So they're all trolling, Yeti's fucking social media.
God damn, man. People are so quick to get recreationally outraged.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And yeah, it's funny. They're on there bitching and throwing a fit, and calling everybody snowflakes. Like, aren't you basically the embodiment of what that insult is supposed to be?
Oh shit.
So, for all our friends that are NRA members out there, a big collective, go fuck yourself. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yep, that's right. All right, Mead. Let's get on to the. Oh, no, fuck that. Hold on. Let's back this machine up before we move along. I'd actually thought, you know what would be a cool music project to get into? Would be if Brandon and I started doing EDM music.
I saw that fucking thing, man. The colors are pretty.
It looks like it'd be fucking fun to play with.
Yeah, it looks like a children's toy.
It's it's actually from Native Instruments. They put out their their Machine Mark III.
Yeah.
Is it worth dropping $600? No.
No.
But if we just had like $600 just laying around, like, you know what'd be fun? That'd be great for that.
Would you like to make video game music in your lap, basically?
The funny thing is actually we could probably gig that shit around here.
Yeah, probably.
We look like fucking Daft Punk.
Yeah, we got to get huge helmets of strange creatures.
I just dress like stormtroopers.
Yes, there we go. We'll have to modify it a little bit so we don't get sued.
Yeah, just a little bit, like a snorkel. Oh, yeah, you didn't watch the Zorks?
Did you ever see a green stormtrooper before, motherfucker? No. It's a completely new idea.
All right. It does beg the question, though, because obviously, as you can tell, I'm kind of back on the pace where I was at about 3 weeks ago with the Ragecast. Yeah, that Pendleton 1910. Pendleton 1910's got a little bit of a little more heat to it.
Whoo! Shit.
As you pulled the Ric Flair. If you'd have done that shit at a UFC venue, I would have whipped your ass right now.
If there had been a chop, I would have.
That's my biggest complaint with the UFC Austin. The one thing I didn't like is the whole fucking thing that these assholes take it upon themselves, and they do it everywhere else. Because if you tune it, except for fucking foreign, events. But I was watching the UFC Glendale, same shit. You'd have some asshole in the back, boo, and then they'd do it on the other side, and the other side, and the other side, and it's just
what the fuck is that?
Annoying as hell. That's what that is.
Unless you're on like ecstasy, like the dudes in front of us were.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or probably a cavalcade of snortable substances.
There was a dude in front of us who I'm reasonably sure he might have been a little mentally off, and
you'd hope,
and very much knee deep into about 3 runs of fucking mollies right there.
Yeah, whatever he was taking, he had to let dissolve on his tongue for sure.
That was a different cat.
No, one that was in the back, like clapping and just grabbing his friends.
Yeah, no, it was definitely mollies involved. That's
God,
fucking,
oh my gosh,
Mr. King MDMA.
I now have both my fight experiences. I have the tale of one thing kind of fucking with it. In Vegas, it was a group of girls sitting next to us that were like friends of Justin Gaethje's.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't shut the fuck up about him. Thankfully, they shut up when he actually came out and fought.
Yeah.
That's all they talked about all fucking night.
That would have actually been better if he'd have lost then.
Yeah. It would have certainly made the exit a lot more interesting. And then those fucking tweakers in front of us. Oh, my God.
They were in Austin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's that's what happens when you get around the general public. So, and that's what that's the problem I have with social media. It's because it's like, hey, guess what? You're packed into a big arena, but you don't just have a row of people in front of you and behind you. You got fucking assholes everywhere.
Yeah, there's no escape. The only way you can escape is if you got really shitty tickets, and you even still run the chance of your tickets being upgraded to where you're fucking sitting with everybody.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
I'd rather been up in the goddamn rafters with clear access to the bathroom.
Drop a pile of money, and they'll sit your ass next to Nate Diaz, in which case then you never know
Then you're never going to be able to watch the fights.
Yeah.
Why would you pay that much money to go watch fights just to be around the celebrity of it?
Yeah.
And that was probably the biggest part was Nate Diaz being there. I mean, Carolina was there.
Yeah.
Which I'm very happy about.
Really, that's the only thing I regret is that we didn't go to that PCS or Metro PCS to hang out and get a photo with her and shit. Because I guarantee you nobody else was fucking showing up because she's big in big MMA cities. Las Vegas, it would have been packed.
Yeah.
Austin, we'd have probably been able to get some shots.
Yeah, and even hang out and maybe chat.
Yeah, maybe. Have her give us a head kick. Yeah.
I was about to go somewhere completely different with that.
It involved not a head, but a hand.
And not a kick, but a lick. I hope she doesn't hear that because I don't want her to come fucking murder me like a.
I know she's going to be at the event coming up tomorrow for the UFC Santiago.
Yeah, because she lives in Peru.
Yeah.
God,
yeah, very much. And she's doing ESPN Deportes for this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because she's fucking fluent, in Spanish.
That's like Verdum. Like,
Yeah.
Straight up Brazilian fighting a Mexican who
Yeah.
don't really speak Spanish. He just goes down there and busts it out on him, too.
Verdum fucking speaks better Spanish than a lot of Mexicans, from
Damn
what
right.
Mexicans tell me.
Damn right.
Oh. Hey, so anyway, begs the question, how's your week?
Still getting used to P-Town again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I
little...
mean, you're in town.
Pee-Pee Town. No, it's just reacclimating back. I've had to do it several times when I came back from New York.
So Lander was like the better, more culturally in-line city, and you come back to Portales, and it's like, man, now I'm...
It
Is it down a ladder rung?
No, it isn't. It's, I mean, I don't know. It's like the town has a different air of it now, in my eyes.
Yeah.
So it seems very alien to me.
Well, here's the difference. It's because when you were living here before, your idea of going out was to come over here.
Yeah, get shit-faced drunk and,
And you actually went out is the thing.
Yeah, a couple times.
Which that's not your normal bag. So
That's a good point. You went fucking hiking and shit.
You went hiking here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was going to say, here you're probably just walking to a gas station. To,
Yeah, because, trying to work them glutes out and not get snake bit. But yeah, I think it's just, it's a big jump from what Lander was. Not better or worse. Just completely fucking different.
No, they both certainly got their fucking issues. So.
Oh, absolutely. But I figure enough liquor in my system, I'll burn those nodes out of my mind.
Yeah, throw down a 12-pack of tacos from Taco Bell.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck yeah. I got a 5-pack of soft tacos for Cinco de Mayo from Taco John's down there.
Taco John, man. Well,
dude, it's a subpar taco box.
that's for white people with a really strong gut. That's what that shit is.
And if you don't like heat, because they don't fucking make anything hot over there.
No, they're a poor man's Taco Villa. That's what they are.
Yeah, that's true. Because they got their little shitty salsa bar. Ugh. Even the Taco Villa salsa bars. There's hot sauce on that motherfucker.
Well, and at least they kind of changed it out probably every couple hours, right?
Yeah, right.
Taco
this
John's
one's got the skin on it. Delicious.
Is this from yesterday?
Taco John's idea of making something really spicy is by putting flaming hot Cheetos in a bowl of tater tots.
Yeah. No, it is severe white people food. So for all you assholes banging on Taco Bell all the time, go to Taco John's.
Yeah. Yeah, give it a fucking shot because your ass will make you regret it for at least 3 days.
It does something to the guts. It's almost like eating a Chipotle. It does.
Only thankfully you don't have like diarrhea problems where you have to worry about your water intake. This gives you more like the crampy pain of childbirth.
Probably not going to get hospitalized for. Well, I don't know. Then again, who knows?
Depends on if you spend $10 over there.
So reacclimating here. Any interesting altercations with the rest of humanity?
Fuck no. Shit. I did go to that. Did I tell you I went to the Allsup's party?
No.
Last Saturday?
You got invited, right?
Yeah, I got invited, and I was like, fuck that, I'm not going to go. And after the fight card here, I went to Clovis because I was bored.
Right.
And got to see how the Allsup's clientele and employees get along together in a very small house.
Now, your invite came from none other than
the mighty Ruben.
Rico Suave Ruben, yeah.
My brown friend, yes.
And he had said there wasn't going to be any of the fucking stiffs or uncool people there.
Ooh, well, his definition is really different from mine.
Oh, really?
Man, it was the most uncomfortable I have felt in a long time.
Was Ruben trying to get some tail?
No. He was actually, like, everything.
Was he emceeing like he did here, like at the 1G social?
Yeah, setting up a beer pong table that was probably about half the size of the table we're on right now in his kitchen, which is about the size of this table.
This table's like fucking 4 by 2.5.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Terrible music, of course. You're not going to get good music in this. He had bragged about buying a disco ball light bulb from Spencer's for the occasion.
Right.
Which set the mood nicely for a very awkward living room. And Ruben, who is very adverse to cigarette smoke, fucking 5 or 6 people smoking in that house.
Oh, my God. Well, that's just a lack of goddamn respect.
Yeah, well, he fucking let him.
I know, but
and
still.
they probably asked him, like, it's cool, bro. Ruben's not going to shut down a party.
Yeah, but still, that's if a person is living in a house and they're not a smoker, you probably shouldn't go smoke in their fucking house. That's what that is.
Exactly.
That's
weed was passed around, which I passed up because I'm not going to smoke another stranger's ganja, especially in Clovis.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, because there's a tendency of people like wanting to kind of ramp it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of add some shit
Put
to it.
a little angel dust in there,
Yeah, right.
good time. No, fuck that shit.
Next thing you know, you're clawing your eyes out with a spoon.
Yeah. I think the highlight of my night was there was a guy who got too high sitting outside on Ruben's porch.
Well, that's the way you do it, yeah.
Kind of like a moderate gangbangers type cat.
Oh.
Like he seemed a little
These
hired.
people are all Allsup's people?
Yeah.
Well, then
most
again,
of them were, from what I could tell.
Which, if you're not from like New Mexico or Texas, it's a convenience store chain that's really it's like a really shitty 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you think your 7-Eleven is shitty, think about 10 steps lower, and that's basically what an Allsup's is.
Do you like walking out of your business establishment smelling like the one you were just in? Come on down to Allsup's. But he's just having this conversation about how he was too high. He's like, I don't do this, bro. Like, oh, why not, man? It can be very cleansing for the soul.
Right.
Get some of that shit. He's like, I don't know, man. Sometimes the weed just takes over.
Well, that proves he's doing it right.
Yeah.
Who's
it also leads me to believe that there may have been angel dust in that weed.
Well, it could be. Because who was the cat? He died here a few years ago. Really big proponent of like a lot of psychoactive introspection.
Oh, fuck.
His brother's still alive and does a lot of the rounds, like the Rogan podcast and shit like that. But he said, God, it's not coming to me right now. But he'd said the right way to do marijuana is to not do it
for a really long time.
For a very long time. Terrence McKenna, he said, for a very long time, don't do marijuana for a very long time, and then do as much as you can. If you're wanting to be a psychonaut.
Yeah, that's. I can't imagine doing that, but I can certainly see the benefit.
Says the man that was gone for 3 months.
That's right. And then jumped right back in.
Well, you have a card, so.
That's right. It's medicinal, folks. Let's not start slinging accusations here.
Yes. Keep that shit to yourself.
That's right.
All right. Let's get to the crux of what this whole thing is about. Mead, that side of it. For all of you say, you guys have had no updates on that shit, really. You've been bullshitting us for months.
We have an update.
Well, you're right. But we do have an update. We actually did. We racked over the Troublemaker batch. We decided to go ahead and go as clean as we could.
Sure.
A lot of times, here's the whole thing, is because if we have more bottles to sell, or more bottles for donators, let me make sure that's straight.
That's right.
Then there's more donations that come in. But the problem is then you get a lot of ghost in the bottle kind of stuff, which is going to happen anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. When we started doing this, we've always said we want to keep it as fucking natural as possible.
But you can go a little far. If you're trying to stretch a little far, then you might get some lees in there, is what the Scots call it.
Yeah.
And what that is, it's remnant yeast and a lot of bad shit. Well, not bad shit, but it's stuff that doesn't help. It clouds up the mead. It doesn't provide any benefit.
No.
Although, actually, there are some arguments now it might provide some nutritional benefit. But
but we're all about that tasty good.
So we opted to not even think about even getting the same zip code as the Lees. And we transported over from carboy to carboy.
It's like about 4.5?
It's probably 4.5 gallons.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less. But it is clear. It's a clear bitch. Set it on the table and get a little sunlight in it, which you don't want to do. I mean, that's not really recommended. But I had to do it just for posterity's sake to take a look. It has a glow.
Yeah. Well, fuck, man. We've had this thing cooking for 6 months almost.
Did we start that in December?
We started, before Christmas. Maybe even before the wine and cheese event.
Maybe, yeah. So, 6 months. And so, that being the case, we're going to go $80 a bottle on this.
That's right. 100 if you buy it from me.
And for those of you just shit yourselves, I'll give you a moment to go change your pants because we're lying.
That's right.
Yeah, it's $20, $30, whatever you think it's worth. It's a funny thing. When we were running 30 as a hard number, then you had people that are always trying to, or one person that would try to get us down to 20.
Yep.
And then when you'd go ahead and cave and say, all right, 20, fine. Now it was like, look, we just want to move as much as we can. $20 is fine. Now he's wanting to go down to like 10 or 15.
Always striking out for that deal. He's got to feel like he got a deal.
That's what it is.
So that's why we're going to tell this person we're selling it for
$30
$30 again.
$30. Yeah.
Oh, that motherfucker.
Other than that, I am going to actually utilize one bottle of mead coming up tomorrow. God, I actually wanted to kind of put some on for us to actually partake of during this podcast, and I forgot to put it in the fridge. But what I've always wanted to do, I always wanted to do like a Thanksgiving. You know, you always have Thanksgiving in November, and I dig. It's like all my favorite foods and shit like that. And I was like, why don't I do that in May? You know what? I'm going to do that in May. Well, and then every time we get around to May, and I go, I'm not running that oven for fucking 4 hours. You know, are you crazy? But what I'm going to do, after consulting with a friend of mine on this week, tomorrow for the UFC fight card out of Chile, I'm going to do a braised turkey. It's going to be an orange braise. And that orange braise is going to come from a bottle of Runestone and natural orange juice and things like that. Going to do a braise in that on a turkey.
Should be
breast.
awesome.
I think it's going to be great. And then that way, I'm not going to be obligated to do potatoes and stuffing and shit like that. I'll do that, probably a potato salad, call it good.
That sounds fucking all right.
Yeah. That Runestone, I mean, that one, you either are okay with it or you hate it. I have yet to find one person that loves Runestone, which means we're probably not going to, reapproach that at any time.
Yeah.
But it's because it's a little bit on the bitter side for the orange,
Right.
But I think for a braise, Runestone might be the shit for that.
We've found out in the past that our meat is pretty versatile in cooking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those ribs and the tits.
That's kind of the mead update. We've got plenty of long ships. We're getting a little low on most anything else you might be looking for. We actually do still have one bottle of Runestone because I'm going to pull the other.
Yeah.
So that puts us down to one final one. I think we have one or two on Green Man. And we're about to have around 20 on Troublemaker here, probably whenever we decide to move it.
Get them fast, folks. Get them fast.
When we decide to bottle it, that's when that'll happen. And probably the Troublemaker is all it's going to take is a couple of the regulars that we have. Get a taste of that stuff. It's going to be gone fast.
I'm really looking forward to trying it out. I've never been able to have a 6-month-old Troublemaker. I've always drank it about a month.
Yeah, let's pull a sample later.
Okay,
so,
cool.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
All right, that's the meat update for this week. On to sad times. On to the metal side of the podcast.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, pretty much. It's about the reaction I would expect.
Okay. It depends on what you're into this week of whether or not something is out that might be your thing. If your bag of tricks is grindcore or like really, really heavy, really harsh stuff, Alkaloid has got one out, Liquid Anatomy. If I was a fan, I might be able to weigh in on this. My problem is that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. It was okay. I listened to a little bit of it today. It was fine.
The interesting thing on this is that nowadays, Nuclear Blast, once upon a time, if they had an act out, I immediately went, oh, okay, it's bound to be good. It's Nuclear Blast. And then here about a year and a half ago, they roll out shit on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah. The hardcore fan base of Nuclear Blast would agree with you on that, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I did not realize they're on that label now. Amorphous put out one today. They're on Nuclear Blast. Yeah, they put out Queen of Time. My problem is I feel like a dummy because I didn't check that one out because I'm not an Amorphous fan.
I listened to the single they put out that was on Metal Injection.
Okay.
Power ballad, dude. Power ballad. I mean, the guitar work is great. Musically, it sounds great. But, man, are they really channeling their inner 80s hair metal? I almost want to call it hair metal.
We're starting to see a little bit of a shift back there. I think there's a lot of bands that are a little bit heavy, and then they go kind of prog, and then they go kind of 80s.
Yeah, which is a weird transition.
Yeah,
really.
Speaking. Oh, and you'd mentioned Metal Injection. By the way, I'm a fan of his writing, and a friend of mine on Twitter, anyway. But Aaron Lambert wrote a really cool, inspirational piece on Chris Cornell, who passed away 1 year ago today. Well, passed away. He killed himself 1 year ago today.
Yep.
And he really wrote a really cool article about how that kind of got him kind of out of a funk. It's really good. Check it out on Metal Injection, Aaron Lambert. All right, other stuff. Man, I don't know. I wanted to check out At the Gates, and it's again not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Big Kiz has got one out today. Man, if you're a fan of like weird, like let's just say if your favorite stuff is like the first 2 or 3 records that Alice Cooper put out, maybe check it out for that, for the nostalgia fact. I mean, they go to the nines on their music video. I'd watched Music is Magic is their record. It's wholly terrible. All right, Five Finger Death Punch, which we'd let in with, and Justice for None.
And that's exactly how I feel like this album's going to deal. There will be justice for no one if you listen to this.
But
I know you will.
As you'd said earlier,
fucking people will.
You can really, really look at the parallel between Metallica and Saint Anger in this record.
Yeah, getting all nice and cleaned up and happy about life. What's so metal about that? Nothing.
It's the opposite of metal.
Thankfully, it took Metallica 15 years to find a sound that was passable after that Saint Anger record and after all of them except, I think, Lars got clean.
Yeah.
I mean, Hardwired is a top 3 Metallica album for me.
For me, I don't know if I'd had that. I think I might have had the Black album up there because I was kind of more of a passive Metallica fan. Hardwired is my favorite album now.
Yeah. It's my 3rd favorite Metallica album out of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
I don't think Five Finger Death Punch is capable of that.
Well, the problem is they never had a Black album, and I don't foresee them putting out a Hardwired. So.
Yeah, you can't put out a Black album if you've already put out Saint Anger. No one's going to give a shit.
All right, High Priestess has one out today. For those of you who like to sit around and smoke a lot of the ganja and listen to music, that's probably one to start with right there.
Reef.
High Priestess. Most Generators got theirs out today. Shadowlands.
That's pretty good.
That's my pick of the week, probably. Which, nothing against them, but that I wouldn't have probably put that at the top of my list just looking at the music releases today. But
right.
There it is. Let's see, Nocturnal Graves, if you're a little more into that's pretty heavy. And Overkill's got Live at Overhausen out, but again, that's a Nuclear Blast product, and fuck those guys.
It really sucks because there are good bands on Nuclear Blast record label. It's just they get overshadowed by all these other releases now.
They get, the really good stuff gets kind of stuck in the back because they're out there trying to do, do justice for the ones that won't sell.
Probably.
The problem is, man, and I'm not a sales guy, but if you're selling some, sell your best product.
Right.
You know, You can't, if it's not your best product, it's not going to sell anyway.
My pick of the week lands.
By the way.
Yep, go ahead.
And this is one you turned me on to. Is this the one you're getting ready to announce?
Probably.
No. I know the one you're getting ready to announce. Bran Daler.
Oh, right, yeah.
Who's the drummer for Mastodon, put out Red Death. It's a DC soundtrack, right?
Yeah. It's a graphic novel called Dark Days, The Road to Metal.
Okay.
That's metal right there.
Like cartoon metal, is that a thing?
It's a Batman thing.
Is there any video game metal you got today?
There just so happens to be an album that came out from a band that has been silent for 8 years.
Okay.
Band called Powerglove. They put out an album today. Again, for first album they put out in 8 years. They are video game metal, but they do it really, really fucking well with a lot of respect.
I'm going to put down a lot of rye and check this out later.
I'll tell you, if you ever played fucking Metroid, Street Fighter, they do a lot of FF7 music. They cover, and this one, which is my favorite, they do 10 minutes from the Chrono Trigger fucking RPG.
Okay.
Ooh, goddamn.
Well, if they start like approaching like a modern approach to Ultima 3, let me know.
I don't know if I think this is console old school. If you want Commodore metal, that's down the hall, 3 doors down, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's my pick of the week. It's fun. It's nostalgia. It's member berries all around.
Right.
And I got to see these guys perform live. They opened for Dragon Force and Turistas in Albuquerque.
God damn, what a weird...
yeah. Musically, it worked, but subject matter is 3 completely different things.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I mean, you got a band straight out, I think they're out of Boston, Powerglove, are like passing out foam swords to people in the front row, and they start playing this battle music from a game, and people are just fucking going at it, LARPing like motherfuckers in the mosh pit. Huh? Pretty cool overall thing, but then you go to Turistas, come out wearing the fucking loincloths and the red and black fucking face paint, come out talking about battle again.
Straight murdering people, yeah.
And it's Dragon Force, which at the time, Through the Fire and the Flames, was really big on Guitar Hero 3, so... that you know what you're going to get with Dragon Force.
Right.
A lot of speed, a lot of high-pitched singing.
Yeah.
And about 8.5 solid minutes of it.
God.
It was great at the time. I
can't listen to Dragon Force anymore. Swords handed out to a mosh pit. So it's kind of like a Mon Mars crowd, except foam instead of metal, right?
Yeah, basically.
Shit. I'm probably good with the new music updates. You got anything good going on? I know it's Trent Reznor's birthday yesterday.
Yeah, and of course that's the 1-year anniversary of
today is Chris Cornell, huh?
Goddamn. What do you think the best thing was Chris Cornell did that wasn't Soundgarden or Audio Slave related?
As far as his favorite track, that
I mean,
everybody would go that Sinead O'Connor one, but man. I don't know. There was that one acoustic one that he did on. No, I mean it'd be easy to say hello to heaven because you know, but that's just ironical. That's all that is.
I think that version he did of One, where it was the lyrics from Metallica's One with the music from U2's One.
Yeah,
is one of the coolest fucking things I've ever heard. Still gives me goosebumps.
Get on YouTube and check that one out. I know I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
In funnier shit, apparently Maynard is begging the rest of Tool to get their parts done for the new album.
No shit, because that's the thing. Everybody's like, yeah. Maynard said, yeah, it's going to be done. It's going to be done late 2018. And Terry Adams? Is that no? The lead guitar player. He's the guy that's like, yeah, I got this. He's the one producing it because a lot of people are on Maynard's ass about it. Maynard's done, really.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently he's been coming out on stage wearing riot gear. And he was asked about it. He says, a lot of people recently have been asking me, Maynard James Keenan, what's with the fucking riot gear? Well, I'll tell you. I'm afraid of bananas and other forms of fruit because eventually you wonder if people are going to run out of fucking patience. So I beg you, Danny, Adam, and Justin, the other members of Tool, please finish your part so I can finish mine, so I can take off this fucking riot gear.
Yeah. Yep.
Pretty good way to say, listen, just... cool your tits. We're on the way.
And, you know, and here's the whole thing, and I get it. Cranking out a record is not an easy thing. God, it's not like you haven't had the time to put it together, right?
Yeah, not really. KK Downing.
From Judas Priest.
Is selling his songwriting credits for all his Judas Priest songs. 136 songwriting credits.
Yeah. Okay. Why would he do such a thing?
The hell I don't know.
Money? He just needs money?
He might. Well, apparently what he gets for his credits and just, getting your, what do they call the fucking money you get when you're not
royalties,
at that job?
Yeah.
Royalties, there you go. $340 to $400,000 a year.
Wow.
So, I mean, it might actually be an investment.
Yeah.
And outside of...
and by the way, I was thinking Adam Jones was the guy from Tool a while ago, but yeah.
Right. And no one really born today, man. Except...
like I said, yesterday was a big day. Today, not so much.
George Strait was born today.
Yeah.
52.
Born in 50. I was like, that dude's way older than 52, dude. But yeah.
He is born 52. And now to my favorite part of the day.
This is where we talk, MMA?
I guess we could. We can figure that out.
We're going to have to come up with something pretty good because here's the problem. Tomorrow's UFC Santiago, Chile. There's only one fight I even care about on that one. That's Kamaru Usman, who's fighting Damian Maia tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the only one I care about. There are fighters I recognize up and down the list. There's like 12 fights on this card. I recognize a couple, and I'm more than a casual fan. I'm probably not a complete derelict of the human like you are on following everything. But when I only recognize like four fighters off the entire card, and two of them are on the main event fighting each other, there's a problem.
Yeah, it was never built to be a big card. You look up and down at, you got Frankie Sains in the Fight Pass prelims.
That's one of them, yeah.
Brandon Moreno fighting in the prelims. After that, I mean, I know Jared Cannonier. Is it how you say Cannonier? Or is it Cannoneer?
Cannoneer, actually, because
Cannoneer?
I thought it was Cannonet. Yeah, because it's French, right?
Yeah.
No, I was mispronouncing it, thinking I'm some kind of like a badass. No, it's Cannoneer.
Okay. Well, old Jared Cannonier's fighting.
Some Jethro figured that out
That's
a long
right.
time ago. So yeah.
I mean, it looks fine. It's nice that there's going to be fights on tomorrow, since the next fight card is going to be on a Sunday morning. That's the Thompson and Till card.
Which I was pissed about until I went, oh, wait, what the fuck am I mad about? I got Monday off.
Right. If Damian Maia can't get past Kamaru Usman, I don't see what else he needs to do.
Well, and here's the thing, though. The outcome of that fight, it establishes a couple of different things, very distinctly different things for both fighters. If Damian Maia gets the win, okay, that means he was able to snuff out an up-and-coming talent and maintain his 3 or 4 in the rankings, right?
Yep.
The problem with that is he's going to be coming. Damian Maia, if you watch the last couple of fights of his, I think he got a win the last time out, right?
Yeah.
He beat snot out of what's his name. But the problem is he's going to be fighting Kamaru Usman, who, frankly, everybody talked about, look out for Africa. They were talking about Francis Ngannou. I was thinking about, fuck that. Talk about Usman. Usman's the guy you need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if Usman comes out and beats Damian Maia, as he probably should, that gives him his respective right to move into the top 5.
I don't even think Usman is ranked.
Yeah, he has to be. But then again, the rankings are fucked, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute.
Oh, the Mackenzie Dern thing?
Thanks to Felice Herrig, actually.
Yeah. I was reading about that earlier.
Did you see that earlier?
That is fucking ridiculous that Mackenzie Dern got ranked after that fight, after blowing weight.
Yeah. So anyway, let's move to that, because I want to talk about that almost immediately. Here's the thing. So UFC Chile tomorrow night. I think that's it. The main event. What else do you have to add on that? Because, I mean, Damian Maia, certainly if he can get that to the ground, good for him, because I don't know how Usman's going to react on the ground. If he has any kind of a ground game or a good any kind of a good sprawl, any kind of a good takedown defense, then suddenly I think, look, that's the guy that needs to get a shot, you know.
And Usman can go. They think this is going to be his first 5-round fight.
Yeah.
He's not really known for being a finisher.
God, but he tags the shit out of people,
yeah,
though.
He can punish people for 15 fucking minutes. He doesn't get no split decisions.
Yeah, that's a fact. All right, well, let's talk about this. Felice Herrig, who let me go ahead and get a little victualed here.
Yeah, give me a little burn as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Drink break.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Slide that
Let's
bitch
line
down
him up. Line him up right now. All right. Felice Herrig, who I do like. I like her as a fighter. She's really, really smart. She's gotten better the older she gets.
Yeah, she's gotten a lot better.
But it's smarts. It's because of the fact is that she outthinks her opponents now compared to trying to outpower the opponents. And the older you get, the more that becomes really, really key.
Right.
Well, anyway, so Felice Herrig says puts it up on Instagram, I'm going to weigh in on the UFC strawweight rankings with at least 7.5 pounds of factual perspective.
Huh. That sounds weird. Wonder who she's talking about.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to point out the top 15 is Rose Namajunas, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Jessica Andrade, Claudia Gadelha, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, Tisha Torres. That's top 5 right there and with the champ. 6 through 10 is Carla Esparza, Michelle Watterson, Felice Herrig, Alexa Grasso, Courtney Casey. 11 through 15 is Randa Marcos, Tatiana Suarez, Joanne Calderwood, Nina Ansaroff, and Mackenzie Dern at 15.
Ooh.
So Felice says, number 1, for the most part, 1 through 5, pretty accurate across all weight divisions. But after that, the rankings are a crapshoot. Number 2, she says, these days, hype trains seem to be gifted rankings over actually having to fight to the top. And she's fucking not wrong. She's not wrong.
Yep.
Number 3, Mackenzie Dern misses weight by 7.5 pounds, which makes her closer to flyweight than strawweight because you have that 1 pound cushion.
Right.
Right? She beats an unranked fighter and takes over Angie Overkill Hill, her well-earned number 15 spot, when her only actual win in the UFC as a strawweight was over Ashley Yoder. Mackenzie won by a very close split decision, while Angela won unanimously. So why does Angela get bumped? Good question.
Valid.
Without an answer. Number 4, Justine Kish isn't even the top 15, even though she beat number 14 Nina Ansaroff unanimously and number 11 Randa Marcos. Justine did just move up to flyweight, but so did Joanne Calderwood. So why is Calderwood even in the rankings anymore? Valid question.
These are all valid. I think these fighters need to realize that the rankings don't mean shit.
They don't.
They mean even when you get up to like title contention, it don't mean shit.
This promotion is shit on number 1s and number 2s forever.
Yeah. See TJ Dillashaw. See Alexander Gustafsson.
If the promotion doesn't think you can sell tickets, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Not your ability. She goes on, number 5. She said, if Watterson is number 7 and I'm number 8, then 9, 10, and 11 are all out of order. Because it's point number 6. She says, I beat Grasso, unanimous decision. I beat Casey, split. Watterson beats Casey, split decision. Casey finishes Marcos, while Grasso takes her to split. So the ranking should actually be 7 Watterson, 8 Herrig, 9 Casey, 10 Grasso, 11 Marcos. She says, even if Dern made weight, even if, there is no factual reasoning as to why or how she could take Angela's spot other than by a massive glitch in the Matrix. And she's right.
Yeah.
You can say what you want about Felice Herrig, but she's absolutely fucking right.
Oh, absolutely. But again, she's saying things that we've kind of already known.
Yeah.
Is that the ranking system is more for the company than it is for the people or the fighters.
And I think if the company admitted that that's what the deal really is, I mean, people would be pissed, but at least it would give a little bit of insight into what these rankings actually are.
They're jokes.
Yeah.
They are jokes. It doesn't matter who you beat. It matters the hype and money you bring along with a victory.
Absolutely.
You could even suffer a loss and get yourself a top-tier fight in 6 months.
Look at James Vick. James Vick has one loss in the UFC, and that's been like 5-6 fights ago. It's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
That guy can't get a top 10 fight to save his ass. The guy has one loss his entire career. And that's been a long time ago. I don't know why the UFC thinks of him as a regional fighter. So if it's a fight in Texas or Oklahoma or somewhere, they're going to go ahead and put him on the card. But if it's a quote-unquote important fight, he can't get a top 10.
No, you're absolutely right.
Now, granted, he should have performed a little bit better at UFC Austin. If he had a finish right there, then maybe the promotion would have been forced to have done something. But speaking of James Vick, though, I had to laugh. He'd retweeted something from this Ali Abdulaziz says, who wants to see Phil Baroni versus Vitor Belfort?
I do. I do.
Every right-thinking person. That's
and
it.
the winner gets Chuck Liddell, and it's going to be a good time. Not for them, but for us, it's going to be great.
God, yeah. What's Randy Couture doing nowadays? Can we get some kind of old man circuit going?
He's busy getting drunk and dressing up like Iceman for Halloween.
See if old Tank Abbott's ready to go. That's
I think that gut might have taken him a little too far to even do anything. Do you agree with Joanna still being ranked number 1?
She's lost twice to the champ. No.
Don't you think that deserves a little bit of a bump down?
That deserves like a number 3. 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Probably 3.
Especially when Carolina is 4th ranked at strawweight. That makes no sense.
No.
She did lose to Claudia Delia. But it's, I don't get it.
But again, rankings don't mean a goddamn thing. So
yeah, not in this
Joanna
round.
can put the proverbial asses in seats. And that's all well and good, and that's all the promotion really cares about, or pay-per-view buys, people sitting in the, people buying, at the gate. That's what the promotion cares about.
Yeah.
So if Joanna's still number 1, having lost twice now to the champ, and a young chick that's probably going to be there a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
and she's only getting better.
Yeah. She did all that after getting shook by Conor McGregor's bullshit. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, Rose Namajunas is, I don't know what the answer to beat her is, because once upon a time it's like, well, her striking sucks. Well, guess what? Her striking's on point.
Yeah, she put down one of the best strikers at strawweight in a couple of minutes,
and her ground game is dangerous.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the answer is. Does Joanna, what do you just make her? Do you allow her to just keep fighting until she's able to get the belt again by some fluke or something? That's stupid.
Yeah, they just it seems like they just don't want her.
They don't want Rose to be champ at ladies 115. They don't want TJ to be champ at men's 135. There are a lot of champs they don't want. They don't want Mighty Mouse at 125. The promotion has been very clear about this. They want DC. They did not want Conor McGregor to have 2 belts at 145 and 155. But they do want DC, Daniel Cormier, to have a belt at 205 and 265.
And I hope they think it's going to be real easy to get, because I don't. We're 50 days away from that fight. Does anyone give a fuck about the size difference in this fight between Stipe and Daniel Cormier?
Daniel Cormier's always been a heavyweight anyway that was able to make the cut to 205.
Yeah, but he's 5'11", I think.
Yeah.
He's a short little motherfucker.
Stipe, he's going to have to work that range properly, which he's done. I mean, the way he went about it against Francis Ngannou was all right, but Ngannou wasn't at any risk to take him down.
Yeah. Apparently there's a link on the UFC website where we're a member of the media and want to apply and participate in the fighter rankings. We can do that.
Well, I think we should. I think we should. We should legitimately look into that. I'm not even fucking around. We should look into that.
Yeah. Oh, man. Dan Henderson said he would come back and fight.
Against the old guy circuit?
For a lot of money, so probably not.
Dan Henderson, who got fucked out of the who, by the way, by all rights, I don't know. I think the fix was in on that fight. He beat Michael Bisping for 5 solid rounds.
Beat him horribly.
And
beat him unmerciful.
Michael Bisping was on like a 6-month medical leave after that fight.
But he won. No, he looked really great.
Yeah.
He looked really strong.
God,
yeah, outside of that, man, we got tomorrow night's fight card in Chile.
Yeah. And so it ends.
We're done here. Shut her down.
You can't make me care. Outside of the main event,
yeah,
I honest to God don't care.
That's really it. Damian Maia and Kamaru Usman, who you got?
If it hadn't been for like the last couple of fights that Maia's been in, I know he got a win on the last one, but he's been getting dominated by faster, younger guys.
Yeah, and more boring.
I mean, and
Woodley too.
Woodley comes to mind, but I think Usman actually will probably, if he has the ability to stuff a takedown, which I think he does, if he has that ability to him, I think it's going to be a bad night for Maia.
like Usman's chances really early in the fight.
That's the whole thing, though. If it goes longer, the problem becomes then, if Damian Maia, the problem is he's an old guy. Damian Maia, if it's a lot of clinch, if it's a lot of ground, if it's a lot of movement, a lot of things having to, oppose movement, he's been known to wear out now.
Yeah. He can see it through, and we've never seen Kamaru Usman fight for 25 minutes.
I know, but man, I really think I think Maia has got to get a finish in the second or third round, because I think it's bad for him in the first. I think it's bad for him 4 or 5, even though we haven't seen Usman.
Yeah.
But Usman's like, 26 or 28 or something like
31.
that?
It's 31.
Oh, he's a little old. Well, yeah. I mean, but he's still a young guy. Damian Maia is, 40-something?
He's a Nigerian, 31.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
But I do know what a Brazilian 41 is. And
that's like 50.
Yeah.
I really think Damian Maia's going to take him into deep waters. Do it on purpose.
Yeah, which is fine.
Grind him on the ground.
And if for nothing else, I think that might be a good thing for Usman. And here's why: is because then he can work on that shit, much like Francis Ngannou. And I hate to keep grouping Africans in the same thing. It sounds like I'm profiling, but but I do think that if Usman actually loses because he doesn't know what to do on the ground, that gives cause for concern, and you approach training a whole different way, and you pick up more skills. It is mixed martial arts.
Yep.
It's MMA for a reason.
Absolutely.
But if Usman's already got those answers, if that's already part of his game, I don't like Maia's chances.
He is a Division II wrestler.
I don't like Maia's chances because Maia's got to get that takedown. He's got to get it early. And if he can't, I think that Maia's got to weather the first round. I think he does, because I think Usman's probably going to come with a lot of hooks, a lot of elbows, a lot of grappling. And not to the ground. I think a lot of clinch game.
Yeah.
Second, third round's got to be Maia's time to act and try to make something happen
right.
in his game. But if he can't make it happen by the third round, we're no longer in Maia's world. We're in Usman's world. A guy who's not been in the fourth and fifth round.
And Usman does like to take it to the ground.
He doesn't have a problem with it. He feels comfortable at it. And I think that the ground and pound might be a bad thing. If Maia ends up on his back, I think that's a bad day.
Absolutely. So your final pick? Sounds like you're leaning on Kamaru.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go Kamaru Usman by a finish in the fourth.
I gotta go jiu-jitsu on this one. Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Damian Maia's got one more fucking win left in the tank. He's got to.
Brandon's still lining up at the dick of the Brazilian
That's
competition.
right. He's always been my favorite Brazilian.
Yeah, I know.
Out of a litany of Brazilians that can't be trusted or depended on to do something fucking just fight when asked to fight. Damian Maia fights all the fucking time.
I know, which is weird, because I always thought Bigfoot Silva was your guy, but that's
he's one. His beating got me back into MMA. Mark Hunt beating his ass for 5 minutes to a draw got me back and watching fights again.
Oh shit! Well, let's go ahead and get on to our picks for the week. My pick is going to be Runestone, because that's what we're using tomorrow.
I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna grab me a bottle of that Holly King later. Still got some of that, right?
Yeah, we still got a couple of, I think, two or three of those, I think.
Try some 18-month aged fucking beauty.
Actually, probably a little older than that. We started that one probably about August or something like that a couple of years ago. So it's closer to 2 years.
Yeah, I think we'll go Holly King.
All right. All right, on to the metal side picks for this week. I'm gonna close out with what my pick is for the week, and it's not even a release from this week.
Cheeky bastard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Powerglove. It was a lot. What I heard was a lot of fun, and I will be having a few more beers and listening to the rest of it.
Yeah, I've got to do the same, but you got to cut me some slack. I've got to get a little bit more of this 1910 down my gullet.
Sure,
yeah.
Absolutely. We got time.
And then as far as fights go,
I'm picking Phil Baroni. Head kick knockout, first round.
Yeah, old school might not be bad. Actually, my pick would be get Fight Pass. It's $10 a month. It's fucking nothing. They just draw it straight out of your bank account.
Wait until they figure out what they're going to do with ESPN Plus, and you might want to get that. What is it, like $5?
Yeah, it's half the price. But but there's actually one of their original programs, the 100 Best Knockouts. Now, they recorded this thing in 2013, and John Anik hosted it. That's the only downside of it. The rest of it's pretty grand.
Yeah, and your number one kind of left a little bit to be desired.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. But check it out for yourself. Actually, I'm probably going to go picks for this week. Either Felice Herrig or James Vick, either one, because they've been tweeting some good shit lately. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on picks for the week, I guess. Yeah, my music pick for the week, like I said, it's not even one that's on the new releases this week. I'm actually going to have to go back a couple of weeks ago because it's nothing against this week, but come on, man. I need some good shit from Jerry Cantrell and company.
Tell you what, this has been the best release of 2018 so far. Even I'd put it above APC.
And I'm with you.
Yep.
I'm looking forward. What is it, August?
August
is when their record's coming out. Their singles just got me, which I'm happy because that means they're going to put out probably a single a month up until August.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious here.
Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains is it. All right, you bunch of heathens. Thanks for sitting in, hanging out on a Friday.
I'm going to go get trash. Maybe see if that brown guy wants to come down for a little bit.
I'm going to get all fuckered up on a Friday.
Fuckered up on a Friday.
Which will make it very different from...
very different from all them concurrent Fridays.
So celebrate the weekend, and we will be back for the Friday right before Memorial Day. So don't do anything that Brandon would do, and we'll catch you savages again later.
Bye.